Hello, my sunflowers. How are you today? I hope you're having a glorious, glorious day. However, by the title of this, you understand, I think that we need to get into the conversation. But before I get in, I really want to give a shout out to Omar. Is his name?
Yes.
Omar Wiggins, because we looked at his podcast, his podcast last night, and he gave a deep description of what were they doing, or I don't even know what words.
It was how graphic or deep it could get.
And I had, even when I left him, it was like when I was listening to him, and I thank you because I was looking for it and I was getting meanings, but people was looking at it as a negative.
Yes.
They was looking at it like freaks and looking at it like sick and not understanding the ramifications of what's going on here. So, of course, like I said, when I did my reading, not knowing this, not understanding none of this. As a matter of fact, I thought it was a little anal and she said, no, I thought it was a little bit of that, but this is not what that is. Okay. And we're going to get into it a little bit, but before we do, I really also didn't understand what is an IG model.
OnlyFans.
There I go again. OnlyFans, because I don't know what these things are. I have no idea. So, but when Omar explained it to he didn't explain the what is the acronym?
BDSM.
Say it again.
BDSM.
He didn't explain the acronym. He didn't explain the acronym, but he explained the act. And It was so graphic that I felt like I was looking at a room. He explained it. Wow. I was blown away. I even sent him a text. Mm-hmm. Sorry, but it was for me, who didn't even understand it. So when I gave my reading, I had no idea, neither did you, baby, this was what this was. Mm-mm. So I like to say, when we're going to judge a person, let's judge them right.
That's true.
Let's judge them right. Okay. And that's what we're going to get into today. So this is what this is like. This is the reading I did yesterday, which is really good for someone who really didn't understand what was going on. I had clueless until Omar Wiggins and broke that down to the 10th power. Okay. Yeah. Now let's get started. But before we do, baby Crone, tell us what is a
OnlyFans.
Tell us that.
Well, originally it was first created in 2016, and it's content creators who share their content behind a paywall, similar to a Patreon. However, in the year of 2020, when the pandemic came around and strip clubs and people weren't able to get access to sex easily, these creators, people had to find ways to seek money elsewhere. So they went on to OnlyFans during 2020.
And so that's how Shannon ended up over there during the pandemic. Oh, see, it's making sense now. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And on OnlyFans, you can find any kind of content.
How?
You can just search up a keyword, or if you know this specific creator.
So you would look in BDSM and it'll show up. My God. Yep. So she was on there. It's making sense to me now. Yeah. Go ahead.
So because of that, OnlyFans has had a rebrand, because at first it was a place where you can just post any kind of content.
And what about today?
Today, you can still post any kind of content.
But it's more sexual nature.
Yes, it's more sexual nature now.
Oh, God. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. It all makes sense. We're going to bring it all together. But before we do, let me go ahead on and try my reading. You all know I got broken glasses because I refused to buy some, but I am going to buy some glasses. I am. But before I do, let me just get into this. BDSM. What is BDSM? I'm always messing up the name. So, baby Crone, Tell them the name of BDSM. Say it slowly so they can understand exactly what this is.
Okay.
For all who don't understand, because I didn't understand. I didn't understand what OnlyFans. I didn't know what that was. And that's why I like doing my readings. Not raw. Like I said, I don't study because it will get into the way of my reading. It won't be authentic. So now I'm coming back because now I done study. Now I understand. Now I know it wasn't just a slip in the hole. And she said no. I understand it now because I studied this. So, baby Crone, how
do BDSM?
Yes, tell them. Yeah.
Yes, BDSM stands for. The B stands for, what was it? Was it boundaries?
No, that's just don't know. Bondage.
Bondage, discipline, sadism, masochism.
Now say it all together before they get it.
Yes. BDSM is bondage, discipline, sadism, masochism.
And we're going to go more into it once we read the meaning and all the, it's so much on this. I couldn't believe it, but I just got a little snippet just because I needed to understand what he's fighting against. And I really believe that a lot of people are looking at it like he's a freak. They are freaks. Well, for me, that's the freakiest of the freak of the freaks to me. But that's not what this is. And when I read this, I think it's going to give you a clear understanding what this is.
Right.
What do you think?
Yes, I do think that it's also could be a case that we're seeing Shannon Sharp in a different light.
Definitely.
I
don't even see him to say he didn't. His image has been. Unc is a freak for me. Now I want to go on, but let me say this: I don't see him the same. So when he was hitting that girl and they showed that, I get it. I get that now. That's why he laughed at us. He laughed.
He did. He
laughed because he knew exactly what turned him on. We didn't know, but he knew, and the women he dealt with. And I don't want to get into it, but I'm going to read it in a second. This is why he liked those young girls. It all makes sense once you understand what's going on. An older woman can't deal with this. She might, if she's a pro. And this. And I want to say this before I read. When you look at that girl, she was 19 years old. She's a professional. Okay. Y'all look at her like, you comparing her to 15, 16. No, not this game. This is a whole game. This is not, what is it?
50 Shades.
No, this is not that. That's what I thought this was. But let me get into it and let me read. We're going to get into it because it's an exciting and it's a thrilling conversation.
It is.
For me. It is BDSM is a way of having sex in which one partner plays a dominant role while the other is more submissive. In some cases, this can involve role playing or the use of sex toys. In other cases, one partner may be restrained. Restrained with a ball in your mouth, like Omar said. Omar said. One partner may be restrained, the other with ropes, handcuffs, or other ties, or cause physical pain. Okay. They can cause physical pain in this. Okay. One key part is consent. You must consent to play the game. You must consent. It's not a game. It's a sexual act. Also, in this kind of sex, having a safe word like graveyard, skeleton, apples, no,
cannot be a word.
Cannot be a word. Why? Because you already consented. It's just like when you look at movies and they say, no, stop. That, and you be like, yeah, you want me to stop unless you say graveyard. Then you have to stop. That's the rules. Okay. Yeah. So you have a safe word like apples, oranges, graveyard, anything. When it becomes too intense for one partner, they can say the word to stop. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word. The safe word is to stop the game.
Yes.
You can't say stop in the game because you already consented to this bestiality, because it is a bestiality game, because you're becoming like animalistic in a sense. You're gone beyond reproach. That's why you need a safe word, like, I don't know, blood.
Something so out there. A shoelace. I don't know.
Shoelace. Your mama. No, that wouldn't work. You need a word like 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Anything, but it can't be a word like no or stop, because you're so into it. But let's read on. They can say the word to stop what's going on here, or stop sex altogether, but you need a safe word with this. So let me pause for a second. So when I saw the video, I wish you could play it, when she said, Shannon, and that's when he started saying, when I see you, I'm going to choke you. I understand that. It sounds, he sounds mean and aggressive, but she knew. So she was saying, I said no. And because, what's his name? Busby don't understand the rules of the game. No don't mean no in this. That don't mean that in that. No. Mm-hmm. I can say no all I want, but that's like, no, do it. No, stop. No, that don't work here. I got to say graveyard. Bananas.
I mean it.
Dreadlocks. Anything. The light of God. But so you know that when I speak the code word, it has to be a code word. Once you speak the code word, I stop. Because that means pain or too much suffering is being involved at that time. And if you don't stop, that's the violation. Yes. The word no is not a violation. The word stop is not, I get it. It's not a violation, but you have to have a code word: graveyard, green grass, pineapples, whatever. That's a code word, right? Yep. To stop the intensity of the game. How tense can you go? You can go as low as you want to go. You can give each other black eyes. You can do whatever. You can, because you're in the game. It's not a game. It's a sexual act. Okay. So, to stop the game. And it says, or stop it altogether. Many people who have BDSM see the importance of a calming activity afterwards. So after they do this, you might want to take a shower, sit back, drink some wine, have a very calm, because y'all boozed and beat up. Y'all been through the mud together. Okay, y'all done been beasts. Y'all was practicing some sort of bestiality. This is rough. This is not for the faint of hearts. So when you calm down, it's the game that I keep calling it a game, but this act definitely calls for after it is. That's why when Shannon said, oh, you're acting like this now, because they know the rules of the game. So when she said no don't mean no in this. No, stop don't mean stop in this. Okay. All right. So when she was, and if you listen to the video, you can hear when she said, no, Shannon, I said no. And he started saying, yeah, when I see you, but I think that she was recording him.
Exactly.
And he didn't know.
Because that was two different types of energy. And
it made him sound like he was a monster. He was a monster because he was being a beast, but she's a monster too. And so she was playing to egg him on, to make Bugsby think that I told him no, but when it go, no don't mean no here. Stop don't mean stop here. You get what I mean? If you ask a dog and a dog is biting you, stop dog, stop. That dog ain't gonna stop biting you. You gonna have to kick that dog, punch that dog, hit that dog, or whatever you got to do to that dog. So this is what this is all about. Remember, this is on the border. This is like bestiality and a sexual content where two people consent to this kind of play. Okay. and it's intense and it's rewarding too for those who practice in it. God knows.
All right, God knows.
And it's in the this can help uphold. Now it says here for the calming effect, because it is so intense. It says this can help uphold the mental, emotional, and physical well-being of the partners. That's why you have to have a calming down. So they done had their intimacy. So after they done these horrific things, they have a cuddling, maybe drink some wine, maybe have dinner, maybe take a shower, sit in the tub. You have to come down off of it. You understand? So, this is let me calm myself down, because I ain't never heard stuff like this before in my life. And it says an emotional and a physical well-being of the partners. No BDSM bondage. Discipline meaning when I say pineapples, you know you hurting me. That's the rules of engagement here. If I say graveyard, that's the rules of engagement. If I say no, like she said it, no, Shannon, listen to the video. No, Shannon, she was playing with him. She was in character and he fell for it. Woo, child. So it's bondage, discipline, sadism, masochism. Woo, child. So it is a consensual sexual practice that involves elements of power, control, and submission. It can cause physical distress. This is not a mental disorder. It is not a mental ailment. It doesn't make Shannon mentally ill or anything like that. It has nothing. It's not mental. It is not mental. However, DMSM does list sadistic disorders, masochistic disorders. This helps individuals experience significant distress in their daily lives. In other words, it's for people who have high stress jobs. That's why you see a lot of rich people or powerful people doing this thing. They could play with the pow-pows, whatever you all choose. You can knock out each other's teeth if you want to. It's how low do you go. You can urine, you can puke, you can spit in each other's mouths.
You know who I think could have been into BDSM?
Who?
Diddy. Just thinking of.
Yeah, definitely. It makes sense because what we thought was BDSM, and like I said, it's a significant distress in their lives. So these are people who have very high, powerful jobs, and they may be into stuff like this. However, I thought that, what was the name of that movie?
50 Shades.
50 Shades in 9.5 weeks. I thought that's what BDSM was.
I did too.
I really did. Bondage, discipline. Bondage, discipline, Satanism, that word alone, masochism. I thought that's what it was, 9.5 weeks. That's soft. That's freaky, but that's sweet freaky. What they're doing is on the extreme.
Yeah.
The very, very, very extreme of sex. You can vomit, you can have them lick it up, you can poop, you can have them eat it, whatever. You can deal your nails in them, you can pop them in their head, you can do whatever you want. You can bound on their testes, you can slap her around, you can say whatever you want. Whatever the rules of engagement that you say and what they agree on. Yes. And in their case, it was slave and master, which I said in my reading, which I said about some of the older men. And that comes, they had this thing. I didn't know what it was, but like I said, intuitiveness, and it came out. So this is all confirming, but I didn't know none of this. And I think that it is very important when you're going to judge a man right, if you're going to judge him, whether he's right or wrong, we have to judge him We got to judge him where he walked. We can't judge him like that. And this girl, no matter how young she is, she's into this.
Yes.
He found her during the time where it wasn't available. And you will find old younger women. I don't know if, I'm sure if madams, or I don't know what they call them, but I can't imagine a 60, 75-year-old woman getting beat up, thrown around, slammed up, bruised up, banged up. I don't know if they can handle it. They may have sugar diabetes or something, hypertension. They can have an autoimmune disease. When you get older, your body starts to break down. Yep. So yeah, you go and find this stuff with the younger girls because they can handle. They could be in their 30s and they could be in their 40s. They could be in their 50s. But like I said, there's levels of degree to this.
Yes.
It's how low do you want to go? Because one time, a long time ago, I was so grossed out by it. What was that man's show? Jerry Springer. He had it on the show where they had the man vomiting the woman's mouth. And I was so grossed out. It could go as low as it can go. So there are rules. The only rules of engagement is you have to have a word to say enough. And that is not no, because no is a part of the game. You've already agreed to the sexual act. So it's just like, people say, let's play like you're taking over me. And you come and I'm like, no, Bobby, don't, yes. Stop. And you slap me. And I'm like, oh, yes. See, it wouldn't work. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a word, and I stress this because of what she did. She did the act right before us, and he played along, not knowing he was being set up. That's why he came off aggressively. But because this is not a mental disorder, it is not. And because it is for people who higher power stress people, she knew exactly what she was doing. Is this a shakedown? Absolutely yes. Because Bugsby is playing on the ignorance of people not understanding, or he himself doesn't understand the nature of what they were playing. Now, they were playing slave and master. Yes. So they got downright dirty. They were in it. They when he was saying, I want to put my black baby up in you, they was in it. Calling each other the N-word, they were in it. Okay? So when it slipped in and all that, and she said no don't mean no in this. She had to have a safe word, and she knows this. She knows this. Stop don't mean stop in this. This is a whole different job. This is not 9.5 weeks. This is not
50 Shades.
No, this is not that. So understand, they both understood how he found her, all of this. And that's why he's standing up. That's why he is saying, and I'm not taking up for him because I'm for truth. That's why I had to go and look this up and study this and understand, what is this? What is this? What is it? Bondage, discipline, sadism, masochism. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was 9.5 weeks. That's what I thought. Or great 50 Shades. That's popcorn. That's kitty. That's sexual. It's sensual. I call that sensual porn. They're not in this. This is you're in bestiality when you're here. Anything goes, whatever you say. And so they said, probably when they start, I like master and slave. Whatever they were doing. They was doing some raunchy, downright, sadistic, Satanism, masochism. So those words alone let you know how low they got. And when she was on the phone, she even said, I wish you could just play that when she said, no, Shannon, I said no. And he said, yeah, right. But when I see you, they knew the game. They knew the game of engagement. but we didn't know. So all of you out there who believe, look it up for yourself. For all of you out there who says he was mean. No, that's the game.
Yeah.
That game, that's what they've been doing. When he came into town and another thing, when she said 25,000 a cheek, that means I don't know what she pounding on him. I don't know what she was doing. Okay, but that's $50,000. So this woman is making money, and you all feel sorry. I cannot feel sorry. I don't care if she's 18 years old. She's in some place I don't know. She in the underworld. That's underworld. At that, how she know? And she deal with and she must be good because he's been back several times, right? Mm-hmm. Even in 2025, I am not here to cover up Shannon or this woman. I am here to say this is what this is all about, because I didn't have a clue. Like I said, when I do my readings, I can't go and read all this. It'll mess up my reading. It'll shut down. I can't do it. I have to go and open. It's just like if a person was sitting there and I say, what do you want to know? I want to know if my husband loved me. I can ask them questions, like, are you having problems in your marriage? What makes you think your husband don't love you? The person could say, because he doesn't come home at night, or, he doesn't kiss me or touch me anymore ever since I had a baby. Whatever the story go, I can ask them questions and we can have a dialogue, and my questions and my answers will come through the cards. So since I don't look up these things, I had no idea. Like I said, I thought that it was like 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. And that's why they said 50 Shades of Grey. Why? Because they didn't say 50 Grades of Blackness. Right. They didn't say 50 Shades of Darkness or 9.5 Weeks. If you've seen any of those movies, that is so mild to this. And that is more of a psychological thing. Mm-hmm. And this is psychological, it's physical, it could become very emotional. They said that it could become brutal. Mm-hmm. It's how far do you go? And it's levels to it. And I say, in my conclusion, is they were low. When you playing slave and master and getting beat $50,000, no, she ain't no little girl to me no more, because I was feeling it. I even said he was mean. Yeah, because he went into character. That's why he said, yeah, you'll like it if I beat you out in the street. Look at this black man. She knew. She was playing. And if you please listen to the video again and listen how she say, I said no, Shannon. Didn't she say it like that?
Yes, she did.
Why? Because she no don't mean no. And he kept talking. But for the unlearned and the person that don't understand, it comes off like wicked. It comes off, oh, Shannon, how dare you? But they were consented. And the rules of engagement of this kind of sex is consent. And they consented. So he has every right to stand up for himself. She should have taken the $10,000, the 10 million and left. But Tony Busby probably talked her out of it, thinking he going to shake him down. I don't know how, because there's no way, can I say what I want to say? It's no way in hell, after understanding this and seeing it for what it is, do I take any pity on this woman. This seems like a woman that makes a lot of money. This seems like a woman that is highly experienced. This seems like a woman that plays on people with money. She is a professional. I don't care how old she is. She's in it, and she's over the age of consent. And to do this is brutal sex. This is a sex beyond my comprehension. This is something I don't even want to go near. This is something I don't even think I could watch. Because when I seen it on Jerry Springer and he showed a bit of it, how he threw up in the mouth, I almost vomited and turned it off. So I know I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch somebody peeing on someone or urinating. I couldn't watch somebody pooping and let you wallow around in it. I can't watch that. I can't watch somebody getting plowed in the testicles or getting their butt beat or hair pulled. It's too graphic. It's too beastly for me. So understanding this, I understand it. I have a full view, and I hope through this that you have a better understanding of what is. We see it's new to us. This is why we're struggling with the acronyms. BD.
Bondage, discipline, sadism, masochism.
That's what this is. So I hope that you understand it. I hope you get a better view of it. I hope that, you know what, you're feeling sorry for this young lady. No, she's a professional.
For real.
And I don't know how many. So I guess she making a lot of money. Anytime she could have been doing this for the time of the pandemic, this woman making money. And she probably got a big clientele that like that, because there are people, and be clear, hear ye, this is not a sexual or deviant. It may be deviant, but it's not, it's deviant to me behavior, but it's not a sexual disorder. It's not a mental disease. It is for high players, like your high ballers, like your high rollers who got the money, who have intense lives, and they want to release 10, and they want this. Both of them want it. One is a giver, one is a receiver. And sometimes they could switch roles. And in the game, in this game of engagement, you must have a code word that you use. Not no, not stop, but graveyard, because that's like, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Cut me out.
Cut me. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I'm shocked that this is what this is all about. So I hope that we brought some knowledge to you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I did with the studying and everything. It makes all of this so clear. And I see why Bugsy's playing on the people. That's why Shannon said he's trying to make me look bad to the people, because many people think they know what this is, but they don't. To say, I don't want to play, you need a code word to stop the game or to stop the abuse. Not that it's abuse to you, but because it's becoming too intense or it's becoming too painful. She said, I said, no don't mean nothing in this. No means nothing in this game. No means yes. Yes means yes. And stop means you want more. Until you give a code word, the game, this sexual act will continue. And they both enjoy it. Period. Anything you'd like to say?
Other than the fact that really, I think it was you know what? The best thing I can say is I don't think the race part played in Shannon's favor.
Why?
Well, I mean, in the sexual context, but for the general public and audience that doesn't know about it.
Speaking on that, because the thing is, what I think what many people have with Shannon is, and I'm gonna give you my $20, is he doesn't deal with the black women. And I'm not saying black women is not in this at all, but because he done said so many derogatory things towards black women, allegedly, and and because of his attitude towards black women, excuse me, allergies, excuse me, because of his derogatory behavior towards black women. However, dealing with black women, not all, there are exceptions to the rules. Okay, I don't think this is a black woman's thing.
You kind of right on that.
I'm not saying they're not out there.
Yeah,
you always got them out there, but this ain't a black woman thing. And even when you seen the 99 gray, 50 Shades of Gray, it's always white women and white men that's into this. And Shannon, because he's had a world view and been exposed, somebody done introduced him to this or whatever, you will find them young white girls into this. And I'm not saying that to be racist at all. It makes sense to me, because I can't imagine a 50-year-old woman wanting her husband to go through this. But when he said it, he was deceptive in a sense that this is the kind of women he wants to date. He didn't let us know that this is all sexual for him.
Right.
He let us think that he was a Christian. He could be a Christian, but he didn't let us know his fetishes.
Exactly. He had that down lock in the closet.
He had that lock and that bone and came out and knocked him in the head. And I know he's humiliated because I will never see. I don't even know if I can look at him now. I'm covering my face now. And he ain't even here because I can't believe that. How low did you go? I mean, where you calling each other the N-word and put a black baby up in, they were in it.
And
$50,000 and probably a tip. Woo! Think about that. That is wild. What do you think, baby?
Yeah, it is.
They were crashing out on each other.
Yeah, crashing out for real.
Woo! This is so deep and so heavy. And again, when Omar set the picture, he really,
yes.
If you didn't get a chance to see that video, please treat yourself.
Yes.
Treat yourself because he explains it. He gives you the graphicness of it. I'm giving you the educational part of it. Yeah. So when you judge and when you look at it and when you look at that shyster, and I'm sorry, he's a shyster because this is something that is consented. And it has a code word, and it isn't no. How you gonna have no in this when you really look at it? Even on TV, you see in their fake movies. You see this on the movie channel. What the movie channel is? Lifetime. No, don't. And then they come up and kiss you, and you're like, you see it. Stop. Yes, you see it. So you know, you see it. That's baby. That's I don't know what that is, but it is not this. So you need a code word. My word for it, graveyard, because that's how I feel. Like you're killing me. You put me in you put me in a grave. That's how I see it. So I'm making light of it, but I hope it was very interesting. And wow, Shannon. Wow. And I'll leave you with that. If you happen to like this video and you really felt like you learned something or just to support us, really, please give us a thumbs up. We really, 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 really need it. And we're depending on you. Please, if you got anything out of this at all, please. And maybe you know what this is all about. I don't know. You know what? I don't know what people do now. People let me know people freaky. I don't even call this as freaky. I just call this beyond. No, this is not beyond. This is beneath. This is beneath me. I can't even comprehend it until Armand painted the picture, because I was looking at other bloggers, but they were so angry and I couldn't get exactly.
They got baited by the race.
And I get it. But think about it. Not a lot of black women will, I know they're out there. God knows I know they're out there. But I don't know if a lot of black women or older women want to be beat on, banged on, kicked, muzzled, tied, spit on, called out your name, called B, and I don't like all that. I got mad and want to fight, and the more I'm fighting until I say graveyard. You been gave me a black eye, and I know they've been bruised and all of it. And that's why after the act, it is a calming. You have to have an act of calming, of cuddling, shower, dinner, something to bring it down so you can come down to your mental and your physical, because you're physically being hurt. But they like that. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please help us. Please thumb us up. That's all we ask. And if you haven't subscribed and you happen to like our content, please subscribe. And we appreciate it. And with that, we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And you know what we say?
Sunflowers.